Hi.
on. Hey, Lilith. Hey, Rob. Hey, Tony.
Hi, everyone. You know, that thing I mentioned last night about, players not really paying attention to the DM or GM or whatever you want to call it, I told these two we were going live.
What?
And they just kept talking, so...
Who's here? Who's talking?
Hi everyone, welcome on in and happy Friday. I hope you've had a great day so far and happy middle of Pride Month. We have just passed the halfway mark, and if you look... Nope, that way. If you look at our donation thingy, we are a little bit over halfway through the second milestone so far. So if you have a few pennies to spare, please consider donating to the Trevor Project, which is which is an amazing organization for crisis intervention and suicide prevention in LGBTQIA youth. For your donations, you can make certain fun things happen. For example, a secret menu item that is specifically chosen for today. I don't think you got one last time. No.
I don't think so.
So.
Though Terris did get if it was last one, I did buy Terris a raise.
Yes. So Terris, you have one extra raise going into a sequence today. If it's a action or drama sequence, we haven't decided yet, but you do have one extra raise going into it.
Yay.
Yep.
Thank you, Josh. You're wonderful.
You're welcome.
Might be necessary. Yesterday we got some shenanigans, although not part of the donations, but if you want to check that out, that video is going to go up on YouTube on Monday, or you can just check out the VOD here. Unfortunately, Lilith, the perks apply to D&D, not so much 7th C. I will make another one of those for 7th C, probably at some point. Lilith was the person playing the barbarian I talked about earlier, by the way.
That tracks. Yeah. Let it blow, let it blow.
Okay. Music you're listening to right now is by Adrian von Ziegler. The overlay and starting soon screen was made by me in Incarnate, and we don't use maps. We are playing in the 7th C system, published by Chaosium. So if you want to go and check out their free starter set, head on over to chaosium.com. Yeah, you can get the 7C. Yes, you can get
almost no money.
I know, right? So if you head on over to Chaosium, you can get their free starter set there. And no, not sponsored, but hi.
But maybe.
Sponsor us! We love you!
Yes. Absolutely. Please sponsor me. Or us. This campaign.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Josh, I love your shirt.
Yes.
I love your hoodie.
Do you enjoy that it is Christmas themed? It's sort of a Star Trek Christmas, like it's got the snowflake.
Yes.
But
I think I may need to show that to my girlfriend because she is a bit of a Trek fan.
it was one of the best things my sister-in-law has ever done, ever in her whole life. It's not a very high bar, but she got that right.
Oh, don't we just so love when stuff like that comes together. So, introductions. Yes, they are a thing we usually do. So, that way. Which is Terris.
Oh, yes.
Is it?
Hello, I am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. You can generally find me wherever D&D is to be found. including over on Corsair's Cove on the 27th, I believe that is. Josh? The
Yes.
27th? Sometimes over on a microbiologist channel, and of course, over here in this lovely place. I will soon to be streaming non-D&D content, which will be little hopping mice, but that is another story, and that is all from me.
Yeah.
I guess today I will be playing Donovan the damphir something or other.
Yeah, classes don't exist in 7th C.
So here's the damphir.
Yeah. The dapper damphir.
There you go. Yes.
Yes.
And say hi to
He's
Jack
that
from
dapper
me.
damphir.
Yep. And Josh.
Ahoy, mateys! I be Josh the Pirate. Yeah. You can find me here alternating Fridays where I play Olenya Petrovna in 7C. And you can find me on my channel, Corsair's Cove. But you know that, because you do it all the time. Most of you are there practically every time. Tony decided, apropos of almost nothing, to join us playing Jackbox games. Like, he could see the codes, he's like, I'm logging in. And played a round of Jackbox games with us last night.
Nice.
And we're like, oh, good choice. Also known as Ardana's red shirt. I'm like, this is my red shirt. I know what you mean, though. And look, I haven't been killed yet.
True.
I have a surname, and this is the trick. If you have a first name, you're fucked. If you've got a surname, you're all good. And Ensign Ricky. Fuck. Yeah, you don't want that. Ensign Josh the Pirate. I'm like, I'll take that. Captain, though. Captain Josh the Pirate. Thank you very much. I will be Captain Josh the Pirate tomorrow at Beatty Park. It's going to be fun. Because I have another pirate gig tomorrow. With the lovely children. Basically, I'm a lifeguard for a mermaid. And I'm there to amuse the mums, to be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's, yes. And that's what I'm something for the mums. Anything else about me that you need to know about my face? If you don't like the face, but you like the majestic voice, you can check me out on the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Sken Felspar and his little dragon, Krosh. Yeah, and I'll be back on Monday night for some more major Magicka with that lovely person, that lovely one. Yes, for some more Power, Effa, and Nicodemus. And a new friend will be joining us, if Brendan's feeling okay.
Nice. That was a lot of fun. Major Magicka was a lot of fun. And these two...
Donna, I should tell you as well, you are the 25th player to play in my Humblewood world.
Nice!
Congratulations. It's up to 110 episodes and 25 players. 38 player characters. It's ridiculous.
One day I will get Gobbles into your midst, Josh.
Gobbles?
Gobbles.
Yes.
Yes, Gobbles.
I mean,
And Ardana, who the heck are you?
Well, I am Ardana or Joe or Oi, you there, depending on situation. I am the GM and channel runner around these parts. I'm also the person who some people claim have any form of sway over my players. No, just no. The GM sits there and just goes,
What happened to my plans? Why is it like this?
Yes.
Why are they like this?
Why is like this?
Yes. And you can also find me over on Corsair's Cove on Mondays, on the Microbiologist on Mondays, and alternating Saturdays over on Damphir DMs.
Yep.
Yes. I did ask that yesterday. Why are you like this? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the VOD from last night. It was absolute chaos.
It blew up.
That it did, yeah. And on June 25th, we will be back with these two lovely individuals, plus a few more for the second part of A Curse of Hearts. where we are
Where
going
an
to...
alternate Donovan is getting married.
Yes. Luckily not
Where
in
Terris-
this universe.
Yeah, where Terris and Dread will finally make their love for each other known.
Yes.
Or official, anyway.
Yes. So we are going to be having a
probably
wedding.
get M's permission, huh?
I mean, I would have said just your husband and boyfriend and girlfriend should probably get a say as well.
Yeah, but they'd be fine with it.
I know.
Just yes, marry him. Then
They're
we
like,
can
oh,
have
thank
another
God,
together."
someone else to take care of him for a while. Yeah.
I'm pretty easy to look after.
We are also going, at that point, we're also going to see the return of some other lovely characters, such as Susan.
Susan of the Swamp.
Or, no,
Susan Tree Friend.
yes. And also Bendy
Dick.
Over. Because my partner isn't crazy enough as it is.
Especially because Andy has a mental age of 7.
It's fine.
Yes. Where was I going with this? I have no idea. Introductions over. Bend over for short, obviously.
Yeah.
I said that I just got to bend over for short in the chat.
Oh, you can bend over for tall as well if you like.
I'm not going to say anything.
It's too easy.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
On that note, anyone want to give us a recap of what happened last time?
About
Shenanigans.
in game, no more than 15 minutes. It was a fairly intense session. Olenya was dancing with a lady. Then Donovan rudely stole my dance partner, and I stole her knife because we weren't dancing at all. We had knives drawn at each other in various intimate places. And then when her bodyguard came to sort of do something about it, he and I went and had a wander because he was just completely baffled by how does beautiful lady. And then he and I went and thwarted an assassination attempt while Donovan pressured the lady for information, and then Donovan came and helped with the assassination thing as well. Threw somebody down some stairs. I feel like I got thrown down a little bit of stairs. I want to say I took like 1 point of damage or something. It wasn't a lot. Somebody did.
Yeah.
Somebody that we did, but it might not have been me because it's not on my sheet. And if it's not on my sheet, it doesn't count, right?
What happens is that after an action sequence is over, all regular wounds are just cleared.
Ah, right.
So
cool. That's probably what happened then.
Yeah. Only if you take a dramatic wound, will it stay for a while? Because you need to get an actual doctor to fix that.
And we've taken a prisoner, and we've borrowed the lady of the house's wine cellar in which to store said prisoner. And yeah, I think we're going to interrogate them with prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
No, we were talking.
Oh, and Donovan is currently invisible to men.
Yes, that's what happened. Yeah, that's the thing that happened.
That was the thing.
Yes, there was a donation that came in, and a wild magic thing happened. And Donovan is now invisible to all men. For a while. And
he's just figured that out.
Yeah. I think it's for an hour. So he's he's completely invisible to the bodyguard, to a lot of the guests, and one of the assassins.
Yeah.
Only one?
Yes.
Ah.
Not for long. You'll be invisible to both if you poke the other's eyes out. It was... Oh, I can't remember. It was a cute name though, and it had a short form. Oh, Morty. Yeah, Mortimer. The bodyguard.
Yes.
All men.
All men, Tony.
Poor old Morty. and old mate. All men, yes. And the lady we were talking to, Elftarian, something like that. The wood elf that I was talking to, she let slip some interesting information that she had been not paid, but sort of it was in her guild's best interests to keep us away from the town that we're going to check out. But we couldn't get a name out of her because she didn't have one to give, I think.
Yeah.
But that was Donovan who learned that. Olenya was not there.
Oh, and
Donovan will, at his earliest convenience, relay this information to you.
Yeah.
One of the assassins you'd captured had very distinctive bite marks along one shoulder.
Yes. And they had very nice daggers, so now so do I.
Indeed. So, if we are all sitting as comfortable as we are going to get, or if we are all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get started.
I'm not, but my cat is, and that's the important thing.
Yeah. Obviously. I mean, cats rule us all. Or, you know, in Josh's case, dogs rule us all.
And bunnies.
Oh. I have a bag.
Singular.
I have white wine in my fridge, but I can't open it yet because then it's gonna be spoiled for midsummer, and I want it.
That's sad for you. I have much wine.
I'm going to have to send you some bottles of mead, I think.
Yes, you are.
I've tried some German mead. It was pretty nice. It was very sweet, though.
Love mead. There is I favor a spiced mead, which isn't quite as sweet. Yeah. One kid.
Though I like to toss a little bit of apple in it as well.
Yum.
I taught acting to one kid for he was like, hey, I can't really pay you, but I make homemade mead. He was like 16. I could trade you because he wanted a couple of private acting classes, and I was like, that works, dude. That totally works.
Yeah.
It was like, if anything, I was ripping him off. It was good mead.
Nice.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Okay, Kat, you need to move because I need to roll dice and I can't roll them on you.
You're a poor servant.
So, the scent of black powder and scorched metal linger across the rooftops, and a ghost of blooms of color leave a sense of longing as the last of the fireworks fade from the night sky. The breeze of the late evening is replaced by the thick scent of red wine and old barrels as you make your way down the stairs to the Drauven wine cellar. Your captives are already there, bound and kneeling, waiting. What would you like to do?
On our way down, before we go in, Olenya would like to discuss approach.
Of course.
Yeah, she would say, so, as you probably know, there is, in the Force we have ways, we have a method. We tend to find quite powerful, quite successful. Good cop, a bad cop. Basically, one of you is nice and affirming and supportive and just wants to get them out of here, wants to makes this go away, you know? And the other is terrifying. Now, I feel either way could work for either of us. So it's really what you like. It would be, I'm obviously the less physically intimidating, but if I was to then be hyper violent, it would be arguably more intimidating than if you were to do it, Mr. Scary Vampire Man. So the choice is really yours, my dear. Whichever you favor, I'll sit in whichever role you like. I can go in and smack someone with a chair, and then you can go, you don't want her to do that again. Here, let me help you. Or the alternate. You smack them with a chair, or bite them, or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do. I don't know. Hey, actually, here's a question, because we saw that he had been bitten. You, and I don't want to generalize, but Does that normally? It is not normally. They die if you do that. Yes.
I don't know.
Depends.
Would she know?
I think it would be it would be a established fact that most people who are bitten by the Duke living here are those sentenced to death.
Yeah, but is it and that's how they die?
Yeah. So
Right,
the
yeah.
Duke would personally carry out the sentencing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's was like. So is this they? So he appears to have been bitten, but is not a vampire and is still alive, which is interesting and makes me suspect perhaps that he is working for this person.
It is. I believe that it would be rare but not unheard of for somebody to align themselves with a vampire and allow themselves to be bitten. I don't know.
But the
Would that
biting
be
does not
correct?
get you killed. It is not a death sentence. It is.
No, not
I'm-
always. No.
I don't know
I
enough
mean,
about it.
I'm sure it's not pleasant, unless, well, like that. But
Noted.
it doesn't always need to be fatal.
Oh. Okay. Well, so that is interesting in and of itself, but
It's like being
Yes, if
bitten
he-
by any other large predator, I suppose. Yes.
so what do you fancy?
Lady's choice, I think.
No, you go. No, you.
Well, you know how I work. I much prefer the gentle approach.
Very well. I won't necessarily get physically violent, but unless I have to. But I can certainly intimidate them.
I think the less violent you are, the normally it is more appropriate, more powerful. Is Lady Draven with us? She said she wanted to be, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps actually, the lady could be a third moderating influence. Or you are there wanting answers and vengeance. I don't know if that would even be a particularly difficult thing for you to play.
Donovan would like to lean in and whisper to Lady Draven. Olenya, you would hear this. He is going to ask her if she can have somebody rustle up some of the sharpest knives, horse hoof picks, any scary looking implements that can be found around the house to bring in.
May I suggest a whisk?
A whiz.
If it's there, along with a bunch of other pointy and sharp-looking things, and then you see a kitchen whisk, that sends your mind into all number of dark places. What are they gonna do with that?
Excellent, yes. And perhaps some salad tongs.
Oh. What else? If you happen to own a slinky.
What is a slinky?
A giant spring. It's a children's toy. Bath salts. Pop rocks.
Well, I can send for everything you asked for. That is not a problem at all, I should think.
Excellent.
And she steps out for a moment and you see her talking to one of those nearly invisible servants, and this young man floats away along the pink flagstone pathway. And she turns back to you and, it should be here momentarily.
Oh, of course.
I think we go and make an initial impression, and then you have your tools brought in.
Yes. Make a spectacle of it.
I do
You
like
go
a
first.
spectacle.
Oh, then brace yourself. Well, you go first, and then I'll rein you in, you beast, you.
Yes. Cat move.
He's crazy. He's crazy. He'll do it.
Only if I have to. So, yes, Donovan will... Whoops. Hang on, I have just broken everything. What did I do? Am I here?
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
My cat stepped on my keyboard. Sorry.
Too much trouble. More trouble
Donovan
than there was.
will... Yeah, Donovan will stride in. He has for this left princess outside the door, I think.
Oh, we don't want Princess to see this.
Princess
Sweet
would probably
princess.
enjoy it. Princess is probably into this. But he's going to stride in and he's going to look over both of these individuals. He's not going to get too close at first, but would there be somewhere to sit here?
Not designed for it, but you do see like a counter for that looks like it's been set up for like wine testing and such. No proper chairs or anything, but it's a counter where you can set down drinks and things on it. It's not a.
I think he's going to. Yeah.
It's not
I
a
think he's
bar
just going to
counter, but
lean.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just going to lean on this counter for a moment, completely ignore the people, and inspect one of the bottles of wine for a moment.
One of
Then
them
he's
is
going
completely
to-
ignoring him too, because
Yes.
they can't see him.
Yeah.
It only occurred to me after. That being
That
said,
said-
being taunted by an invisible person is probably terrifying.
That said, can they see when the bottle of wine moves? This individual?
Yeah, you can.
So yeah, he's picked up the bottle of wine, he's taken a look at it, he's put it down on the counter next to him, and then he's going to just casually glance over at them for a moment, turn back to the bottle of wine, continue inspecting it, and just say in a very offhand manner, I'm going to give you one chance to tell me what I want to know. And, to tell me what I want to know. And if you are not prompt in doing so, pauses, things are going to get rather nasty.
You see the both of them have been like decloaked and basically sitting in only their leather armor on. One of them is a striking-looking elven man, the one with the bite marks along his neck, and the other one is for lack of a better word, a very forgettable woman. Not ugly, not like she's
Just
rather
plain.
she's rather nice
Bland.
looking, but yes, she's very plain. Almost like she's made an effort to be as unforgettable as possible. Oh, as forgettable as possible, not
That's forgettable. Yeah. So not attractive, not unattractive. A solid 6 in like every respect. Yeah. Cool.
Like her hair is just average length. Her clothing looks like her male counterparts, but everything about her is average.
Cool.
Excellent. So yes, he's going to leave that for effect for a moment and just judge their reaction to his request. His offer.
The woman is looking straight at you, and you see her eyes narrow just a fraction, as if she's thinking. The man is looking around, like trying to gauge where exactly the sound is coming from, because he can't see you.
Now Donovan would know he can't see.
Yeah.
Right?
Donovan can't really see himself either, so...
Yeah, so he'll hold up the bottle of wine just a little higher than his head is, and go, over here.
The man's attention snaps immediately to the bottle of wine. And then his eyes go a little bit wider, like... That's freaky.
So, what will it be?
You know what? We didn't talk about your goals for the session yet, but you've got.
Oh, we have.
But I think this would work great as a dramatic sequence.
Yeah.
Dramatic, okay.
So a dramatic sequence is different from an action sequence in that you can take your time. You can you use your races in order to get an outcome of a conversation or a social situation that you want. The action sequence last time was a little bit of both, but it was still fast-paced and intense. That is the difference between a dramatic sequence and a action sequence. Is that even though it took all session to play it out, the time span in the game world was just maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
It's basically like initiative in D&D. It can take hours to play it out, but it's really supposed to be like 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in this approach, Donovan, what would you like to use?
Now, that is going to depend on whether the implements that are coming my way would be considered weaponry or not.
Most of them would be, yes. They whisk probably not.
So would I be able to say panache and weaponry?
Not with that attitude.
It depends what you want to use it for, and I know I warned you about this before, but actual physical torture is not something heroes do.
Oh, no. He's not going to lay a hand on them unless he absolutely
That's why
must.
the whisk.
Yeah.
But he would like to use... He'd like to, as he's discussing things, sort of fiddle with these weapons, show that he is skilled at using blades and things. Not necessarily do much with them insofar as stabbery, but, cleaning under nails, removing his own, removing labels from bottles. Removing labels from bottles, things like that. Yeah. Just showing that he is very skilled with blades and implements.
I'll probably say you're closer to convince than weaponry.
Okay, I'll take convince.
Yep.
I'll take panache and convince.
Okay.
I was going to do exactly the same thing.
That is
well, we
fair.
still can.
Yeah, you absolutely can. It's not a skill challenge.
Alternatively, I could use panache and not weaponry, empathy, as in I'm trying to judge the person's reactions.
Yay. Either of those
to
could
my
work.
intimidation. Because he's got a 3 in empathy as well as convince. He's got 3s in a lot of things.
Yep.
How about I go panache and empathy, and Josh, you can then go. I mean, we still could both do the same. You could do panache and convince.
And convince.
Yep.
I'll also
Since
burn
you're
a hero
sort of
point
wheedling.
to buff Terris for camaraderie. So you get
I
an
will do the
extra
same.
4 dice from me.
Yep.
And I will do the same.
So you get 3 extra, and then you both get 2 extra because of this being the first time either of you use this combination in.
Do we get 3 extra or 4 extra for hero point usage?
You get 3. I get 3. You get 4.
Yeah, it's a
Excellent.
thing that Olenya has that gives you an extra one.
Yeah.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 dice.
Nice.
Jesus.
I get 3 from Terrace plus 2 from only using this before once, so that's 5, and then plus another 6 from the dice I already had. However, I take one of them out from my legendary trait, because panache, I just get one of them is an auto 10.
Nice.
Let's see.
And Terrace, you have an automatic raise from Josh last time.
Yep. Oh, so that's 14 dice.
No, you don't have to roll any more dice. You get one automatic raise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I just rolled 4 10s. Straight up.
Nice. That is really nice.
4 10s and 3 6s as well. Okay. And I can, because I rank 3 with my convince, does that mean I get to re-roll a single dice?
2,
Yes.
3.
Re-roll that 1 I got. Oh, there's another 6. Lovely. 2, 3. Cool. A lot of points left over, but no fancy for you, I'm afraid, Ardana.
No extra dice.
I got a total of 8 raises.
And no extra dice.
No extra dice. I got 5 straight up, just 10s, and then an 8, a 5, and 4 6s.
Okay.
3,
so, yeah,
4, 5.
2 pairs of 6s for 12, and an 8 and a 5 for 13. Yeah.
6. 7 and none left over.
Dang it.
So I got 3 10s,
You're starving
an 8
me
and a
here.
2, a 6 and a 4, a 6, a 3 and a 2, a 7, a 2 and a 1.
Do you have that rank 3 in empathy? Because
Yes.
you can re-roll a dice.
But I've managed to get.
If it all pairs, then it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's not all pairs, but it's.
Because if you could re-roll one of your lowest dice and try again, see if you can get anything a little better.
Yeah, I might actually re-roll that. Where is it? That 1. Oh, that's a 6.
Don't know if it changes
So,
the
wait.
landscape, but
And high cycle. And for those.
oh hey, Cycle.
Yep.
Hey, Kenneth.
Which I think makes a 16 for that one.
Hey.
No, that makes a 15? I rolled the wrong dice, so I'm not sure what. It was a 7, a 2, and a 1, right? I think I
Yes.
said.
Yeah, it was.
7. So that's now a 7, a 2, and a 6.
Which means you have
Which
one
lets
left
you
over.
put the 2 somewhere else. So you have 1 left over now. You could sell it to Ardana.
Well, if I get, let's see, that makes a 15, right? On that
Do you
one?
have rank 4?
Yes, on Panache I do.
Ooh, on Panache,
So
or
that means-
does that only apply to skills or traits?
That only applies to skills. That only
Yeah, that
applies
was
to
the thing.
skills. God
You
damn
have it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have 1 left over.
Yep,
Uh,
I
so
will
let's
buy
see.
that from you. Give you
False.
a hero point, and I'll take a danger point.
Awesome. You may have my 2.
Thank you. And for those who are new to the system, what I was talking about earlier is that in 7C you play heroes, and there are certain things that if you do them, you will get corruption points, and when you hit a certain amount of corruption points, you become a villain, and that means you're an NPC. Or if you want, you can say, hi, no, okay, I know I've gathered a lot of, or collected a lot of corruption points, can we do a redemption arc? And I'll say, sure, why not? Let's go. And a few of those, we talked about it last time, was that you knocked out the 2 assassins. You made them helpless, and you would have to actively make the choice to murder them in order to kill them. But murdering someone who is helpless will give you a point of corruption. Same thing here. Actually torturing someone, but either physically or mentally, will also give you a point of corruption. In this case,
Just mentally.
Well, it's not really torture though. You're using a scare tactic, not so much as locking them in a room for a week without sleep or stuff like that.
No.
This is more like implied. So you're scaring them, but you're not actually torturing them.
Yeah. We're not doing any ongoing damage.
Yeah.
Yet.
So those are things, among others, that could cause you to get a point of corruption, because this is a swashbuckling system. You're supposed to be swashbuckler heroes. Think Princess Bride.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a bit of a funny metaphor because swashbucklers,
Yeah.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be above torture.
Exactly, but it's like it is basically Princess Bride, but if it was made into a Disney movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
But then the princess would be a Disney princess.
No. Robert, or what? Dread Pirate Robert would be the Disney princess, or what's his name is in the when he's not Dread Pirate Robert.
Diego Montoya.
Although, I mean, that is a Disney princess, but So back to the thing.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wants adventure in the great wide somewhere. What?
Yes, the romanticized pirate adventure. That is what we're going.
Exactly.
Except you're
It's all in the
Ow,
title.
playing
ow, ow,
nobles
ow.
and scoundrels. Anywho, so you're standing in this wine cellar with 2 bound assassins in front of you. You have just given them a basically an ultimatum that, from what their point of view, means that this is gonna hurt. They don't know you.
We're
So-
not even the people they came to kill, so they know nothing about us.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't know us. They might know Donovan by way of reputation, maybe, but I don't know how likely that is, or by way of his family's reputation, maybe, but that would be entirely up to you. He makes no no secret of the fact that he is a damphir.
Mm-hmm.
Though. Has his fangs out. So.
Olenya is planning to step in only when Donovan, she's going to stop him just before he does something potentially, like, he looks like he's going to do something heinous. She'll stop him then.
Okay.
Like, holy shit, he's actually going to hurt me. She will jump in at that moment.
Awesome.
Sure thing.
She's going to let you play awful before she plays nice.
Absolutely. Looking at you, the man can't see your facial expressions or anything like that. The woman can, however, and she, you can tell that she is weighing her options. She's trying to read your face, see if you're actually serious. She's trying to, get a handle on the situation.
Yeah, he is trying to put across an air of absolute nonchalance about this. Like this is Tuesday for him.
Okay. You can tell that by her expression that she's getting more and more unsure about the situation. Going in, you could tell that she was like, I've been captured before, I've been tortured before, this is fine. It's part of the work. But now she's getting more and more unsure because there was a threat coming in, but nothing is happening. What?
Normally, they'd be hurting me by now.
Yeah. And you can tell that the man is also a bit unsure, mostly because there's a disembodied voice promising pain.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Donovan is going to put the wine bottle down. And he is going to start walking quietly around the room. Just inspecting things, not touching anything, not giving away his position to the man who cannot see him.
Yep.
The lady can see him, he's aware of this. And he is going to start talking. But he's going to start talking to the lady first.
Okay.
And he's just going to say... he at first is just going to say to her, "It would be an awful shame, dear, if that nondescript face of yours became something that made children flee in terror, and even the lowliest beggar look away from in pity, wouldn't it?"
What did you have in mind for answers?
Who sent you? Why? Who sent you? Why? Or what are their motives? Yeah, who sent you? What are their motives? And what is your interest? For starters. We can go on from there. And as he says this, he's just going to walk around and he's not going to touch the man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to rest the hand. Wait, this man's not sitting in a chair, is he?
No. They're sitting they're kneeling on the ground.
Is Donovan warm-blooded?
Yeah, he would be.
So he is going to stand right behind this guy. So he can feel his body heat, but he's not quite touching, and just sort of look down at him. And wait for an answer.
So for one race, you'll get exactly the answer you've asked for. For an additional raise, you will get a little bit more, and for a total of 3, you will also get a name.
Oh.
I'll give you 3. Done.
Okay.
He's not even going to have to use his.
I'm really disappointed.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, man.
I didn't say it was going to get. I
Okay.
didn't say it was going to get easy. I said that's the final outcome of it.
Okay.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Good.
Good.
Understood.
Like, okay, I'll tell you everything. Damn it. You hear from outside the room going, fuck! As Olenya's like,
Yeah,
God, I really wanted to go in there and pull you off him.
Yeah, Donovan just
No, it's
Great,
not going
I
to be
suppose.
easy, but that is the outcome.
Never had 8 raises before, bastard!
So that is the opportunity you got here. So you paid 3 raises to get that opportunity. That just means that is how
Excellent.
it's going to play out, like the end result of this particular part of it. But other things might show up along the way. And it's not going to be easy.
Not for them.
Well,
Also,
sure.
Donovan has decided when he addresses these 2, they are going to be Plain Jane and Morsel. He doesn't care what their names are.
Oh, don't. You'll get a tummy ache. You know how you are after these ones.
The woman looks up at you and do you see like tick in an eyebrow? It's a little bit like, is this guy for real? If we were to give out such information, how do you think our employers would react?
That's not my concern.
We are professionals, after all.
I understand that. But you see, Lady Drowvin is a close personal friend.
Her relationships are no concern of ours. We were paid to do a job. You prevented us from doing this job.
Do you ever want to work again?
That would be appreciated, yes.
Then I suggest you tell me what I want to know now.
I will repeat what I just said. We are professionals.
It's a little difficult to continue being a professional when one cannot go unnoticed any longer. It's also a little difficult to open doors with no fingers or wield a sword.
In this you have a point, yes. Now... And she seems to be weighing her words carefully before she says the next part. clients are usually the ones with money. Our services are not cheap.
Did you want money, dear?
We all want money. But we do not sell.
I've never really cared for it.
We do not sell our information after we've accepted a job. That would ruin our reputation.
Better your reputation than your life, I'm certain.
In our
And
line,
oh, no, don't look at me like that. I don't mean death.
in our line of work, reputation is everything.
You say that, but what about the ability to close one's eyes? Difficult to do without eyelids.
As if to make your point, her eyes open slightly. And she seems to be looking away. Just briefly. And you hear a whispering sound from the man kneeling in front of you. It's not really a word, more like just a sound.
What was that, morsel?
And I'm sure you know a shushing sound when you hear it. Whoever you are.
Thank him, Centurion, very roughly.
Dear. Oh no, I've scared Lilith.
Oh no.
The eyelids one was. Ugh.
Yeah. Hell, even Josh's camera went no.
Oh no.
It started getting pixelated just as Terris said that.
Yeah, I have a storm here at the moment, so yeah,
Yeah.
if I drop out, that's why.
That's fair. I hope we get one here soon. So, almost imperceptibly, you notice that the woman shakes her head a little bit towards the man. And then she seems to resign herself a little bit. What was the first question?
Who sent you?
We were
Who sent you, and what are their motives? I think were the first two.
Yeah. Who sent you? What are the motives? We were hired by someone of means who likes to remain that way and want to expand. Lady Drowen is in the way.
And who is this somebody?
Not exactly someone we can talk about.
Well, dear. If you don't talk, I may have to... Sorry. If you don't talk, I may have to start trying to make you talk.
Can Olenya come in at this moment with the
Yes.
tray of toys?
Yep.
Your toys are here. Oh, hello. Oh, my goodness. Are you all right?
Thank you.
Here. Take them, you dreadful man, you. Are you all right, my dear? You seem a little pale.
Your friend has a way with words.
He does, yes. He's very good with them. What was he going to do to you? Tear out your eyes, pull off your tongue?
He mentioned.
Toenails.
now
He's
you
very
know
fond
I'm-
of the toenails. Don't do them.
You know I'm not as crass as that.
But of course, you were going to tell him everything he wants to know, yes? And therefore the violence would be unnecessary.
Once
You
again,
know everything.
Yep.
Yep. No, carry on.
Once again, the woman shakes her head just a little bit towards the man, and before looking back up at Donovan. I did tell your friend about who hired us.
Good. You've already begun. Excellent. Because once you've begun, that is the hardest part. Now you have decided that you are going to be reasonable, and therefore no violence will be necessary. I am so glad. I do despair the sight of blood. Who is it you work for? I am so curious.
As I was telling your friend, you don't have
Oh, they
a
got the
name.
whisk for you as well. I don't know what you're planning on doing with it, but yes. You
I'm sure
don't
you'll
know.
see.
You don't have a name.
We were not given a name.
Well, surely you... So you are telling me you do not... What, you work for someone you do not even know their name? Then let's start with yours, my dear. What's your name?
You hear that shushing sound again from the man, and she shakes.
Donovan, my dear, would you please make him be quiet? He is being very rude.
Yes, Donovan is going to turn to him just, yeah.
The man can't
me
see
think.
Donovan at all.
Yes, but he's going to turn to him.
Yeah.
He's going to very quietly walk around behind him, lean down, and whisper in his ear, "The next time your mouth opens, I'll stitch it shut."
Okay.
Would that be torture? It's not torture, not permanent.
No.
Wouldn't be, yeah, that'd be fine.
Well, it would be, but you know. Threat of it is not.
Sure. Let's go with that.
The woman flicks her eyes between Olenya and Donovan, and then she says, "My name is Elkarin.
Elkarin. Out comes a little notebook.
Yeah.
Karin, excellent. Elkarin, lovely to meet you. Karin, with an I-N on the end?
YM.
With a Y, of course. Always. We are in a fantasy setting.
It's a name from fantasy name generators.
Yeah. My name is Olenya. This is my lovely friend Donovan. Don't mind him. He's very friendly, really. As long as you do exactly what he asks when he asks you. So,
Donovan
your
has
name
moved
is
over to his
Elkarin.
right.
Your name is Elkarin, and you must be very good at your job. What is your job? What would you say? Who do you work for? As in, like, your general, like, you have these very nice matching outfits and the knives. So what's that? What do we call that?
We are part of an assassin's guild.
Of course, but which one?
Well, it's...
Come on, it has a name.
If you don't know it, why would I tell you?
My dear, because you have been captured alive.
This is true.
Which means, even if you don't tell me, everyone you work for will assume you did. Because otherwise, why would I have let you go? I'm not going to torture you, and I'm not going to let him do it. I'll let them do it.
If I'm in a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario, then why take my
Very
chances?
much so. Because if I let you go, you have a chance.
I work...
But you're not getting out of this room alive if I don't find out what it is I want to know. You
Oh.
see? You die here,
Yes.
or
Yes, I
maybe
will.
you survive.
We work for a guild, for an association called the Veil.
The Veil. Thank you. Elkarin of the Veil, shall we say that? That's nice. Of the Veil. You see, it's just logic. Elkarin of the Veil. And now, all I need to do is post wanted posters for Elkarin of the Veil. You've already given me this. And now, they know you've spoken.
You get a death glare from this woman. She just... If looks could kill, you would be a Roman candle right now.
Her likeness
So what else is it?
Very good.
You see? So gentle. Would you like a turn, dear?
Hmm. I'm happy to just watch you, but I suppose. And he's got what looks like a very sharp, small paring knife right now, which he is just sort of casually cleaning dirt from under his nail with, the very tip of it, as he looks over at her. Just now, as I said, eyelids, I could help you to ensure that you can always see them coming if we were to let you go.
She's so lucky she's not dealing with Scan. Scan has a very similar approach to Olenya, but she would be dead at the end. Because Scan's like, excellent, thank you so much for all the information, I'm really glad. And so now you let me go? Oh, no.
No.
I was never going to do that.
I said I would set
But
you
Scan
free.
is not a hero.
I love that line. I said I would set you free. I didn't say I was
Never
gonna
said
let you
gonna
go.
let you live. No, Scan is very careful to not promise anything.
I have another characters like that. I just haven't been allowed to play her more extreme side.
The looks on the other players' faces, this is for the podcast.
Yeah.
And the looks on the other players' faces when I was like, Scan then goes behind him and just like goes to reach round him to undo the rope, and instead just wraps an arm around the neck and just twists. And everyone's like, holy shit! I'm like, yeah. And everyone's like, why did you do that? And I was just like, because he was part of a thieves guild, and the thieves guild would assume he'd have talked even if he hadn't. He was a dead man walking. I just put him out of his pain. Like, it would have been a lot slower.
It's a kindness.
I was being
it's
nice.
A kindness you're doing.
That was so fast, he didn't feel a thing. He thought he was about to be free. He thought he died thinking he was about to be free. That was the nicest thing I could possibly have done in this instance, particularly as he did give me all the information I wanted. He's fucked.
I mean, I play in on the campaign where I don't even think the DM knows I'm playing a neutral evil character. Because I'm not playing it chaotic stupid. She's going.
But of course, I don't need to tell everybody that Elkarin of the Veil told me her name and everything else I wanted to know. What's his name?
This time you see like teeth bared at her, like. But yeah, he keeps his trap shut. But you see that whole like, and
he's been bitten as well. That's very interesting. I have questions about that, but we'll get to that.
I know him as Ilimjar.
Ilimjar. Lovely name. I'm just going to go with phonetically for that one. I doubt he'll be more specific. I'm going to put in a couple of extra Y's just to make sure.
Yeah.
Olenya is giving strong granny vibes throughout. This is very much the.
Yeah.
Would you like a drink, Elimir? Elkarin, are you thirsty at all? Can I get you anything make you more comfortable? This doesn't need to be unpleasant.
I'm good, thank you. You see that Elkarin is confused. There's like, what the hell's going on? Mrs.
Okay.
Doubtfire.
So, you don't know who you were working for. Do you know where they were from? How did they get in contact with the Veil? Very scary name, I like it.
Our contact.
Certainly the way I'm playing her is like, oh.
Our contact. Well. Our. For lack of a better term, boss got a letter from a group that wanted our services to remove an obstacle.
Do you know what kind of obstacle? Was it just referred to as an obstacle? Or was it, what's this, what was, I presume the obstacle was Lady Drauven. So why, what had Lady Drauven done that would upset them so?
This time the man speaks up and says, an obstacle, asking questions they were not supposed to.
That is obstacle, okay, right. So she is asking questions, which would imply they are the right questions, so I need to ask her what questions she was asking. So you don't know anything more than that, you are simply hired thugs, you came here to kill her because you were asked to...
We were paid to.
Sure, but, well, your guild was paid to, and then you were asked to by the guild, and you were given some money by your guild. How much? What is the life of Lady Drauven worth? I'm curious, because I know how much the party cost.
A substantial amount.
Let's not be vague here, let's be specific. Substantial to you and substantial to Donovan over here are probably different things. Is it enough for a new dress for me? Do you like it, by the way? Or was it more... Actually, no, she is going to... Do you like it, by the way? She says this to Elkarin. It's like, do you like it? It's swishy.
It is swishy, yes. Can hide a lot.
So many things. So, could it buy me a new one of these, or are we talking a townhouse?
It would...
Substantial could mean a lot. Sorry, I'm going to keep talking until you tell us.
I'm trying to do the math, like how much wealth are we talking that they were paid.
Possibly just give me an example of something you could buy with it.
Yeah. We were paid enough to buy a stable full of war horses.
What would that be in wealth?
Each horse would be about 3. So, say 30 wealth. It's about 10 days of Donovan's income.
Okay.
Or 2 and a bit years of Olenya's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he
I
just
hate
sort
this
of,
place.
I think he just sort of smirks. Just,
I should
So a
really get
little
into
over
the
a
assassin
7-day.
business.
yeah, so...
It could probably
That's
buy the
10
entire
days.
house Olenya lives in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe not. Olenya's got some very fancy stuff in there.
No, just the building, not
Just,
the not the
oh, okay,
interior.
right, yeah. So the building, sure, yeah, no problem. It's a Chinese restaurant. It's,
Yeah.
it's got plastic chairs. Come on. And these things, are these the Vale's like signature weapons? She holds out the daggers. They're very nice.
You see both of them clam up a little bit,
Oh.
and
Donovan is going to give them a very flat look at this.
And Olenya gives Donovan a, like, pulls the non-existent glasses down her nose and looks at him and goes, so we'll spill about the employer but not the guild. Interesting. Also, obviously the answer is yes, otherwise there wouldn't be something to not talk about. I was only going to ask because I wanted to know who made them. I need some my own self. But, you know, I've got 3 now. They're very nice.
In order to get the... Okay, so this is an opportunity that has opened up for you now. So in order to take advantage of this opportunity, first to get the answer you're looking for would cost you 1 raise. No, and you will get the who in the guild provides them. Not an actual name, but
Yeah.
a designation. And if you want the maker's name, it will cost you another raise.
I'm not sure I do want to do this.
Yep.
At least partially because Olenya's like, I don't necessarily like... There is a sort of honor amongst paid killers thing going on here. She's like, look, if I don't kill him, then, you know, like, there's a chance I'll have a name, I'll have a price on my head after all of this. Yeah, every practical instinct in Josh is going, just kill them. What's, like, they tried to kill you. Why is it a bad thing to kill murderers? Like, in a fantasy world, I know I'm a hero. I don't need to kill him. What if I just tell Morty to do it? He'll do it.
Yeah, you do it. He's not a hero. Morty is not a hero.
No. Heck, I could probably ask Eleftherin to do it. She's stabby. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm not sure I do want this information because mind you, they are not going to go back to their bosses.
No.
So go on then.
No,
Yeah,
they
fuck
are
it. 2 raises.
going
2
for it.
raises. Done.
How would you word that? We have a what's the name of that?
Blacksmith?
No, it's the person
An artificer?
the person providing weapons and such. A quartermaster. There is a quartermaster of sorts. His His designation is the provider. I do not know his
How
name.
original. The provider. Shame.
We don't really operate with real names. For
Fair.
safety. and
Sensible.
stuff.
What are your designations?
And she hesitates, thinking it over a bit, locks eyes with the man, and almost in unison, both just nod. Like they realize that they're not returning to the guild.
No, they're not.
My designation was the mouse. I can get in and out anywhere. And Ilimjar's designation is the reed.
Because he bends like a reed in there.
He is flexible.
Oh. And Olenya will...
Physically, or...?
like nudges her like, oh, hello.
I know he doesn't like to talk about it, but this is the first time he's ever been captured.
That's unfortunate.
And we've been doing this for a long time.
So you're a pair, then?
From time to time. I tend to deal with more public figures than the Reed does. We would have to move after this. Disappear.
Such a pity. So, little mouse. Once you are gone, are more likely to try to take your place. Now that this has been thwarted.
Yes.
This attempt. Will another be made?
Yes. The contract must be fulfilled.
Unless it is terminated at the source?
Yes. Unless the original... I want to say quest giver, but that's not it.
What if you were paid a better sum by the Lady Drauven?
It's not about the money. It's
Then
about
what is it about?
reputation.
The honor of it. Reputation, yes.
We have
Sure,
accepted.
but no one didn't even want to know your name. How can you have a reputation if you don't know who you are?
The guild's reputation.
Ah,
Once the Veil takes on a contract, we fulfill it.
that's unfortunate.
Unless the why am I stuck on quest giver? It's not
Contractor?
thank you.
Your contact?
Unless the original contractor withdraw their request, we must fulfill the contract.
How do you know if you've never met them? If it was sent by letter, then a similar letter.
We have ways. It's not like it comes in the mail.
No. So, perhaps we should talk about safe houses, places where you meet, where you go to this provider to get your things. Or do they drop them at your house mysteriously?
You hear Ilimjar sigh, and
The more we know at this point, the more we can help you.
You have permission to talk now.
shakes his head a little bit. Not like I'm not going to, but almost like somewhere across between amusement and resignation.
That's a good lad.
If we give you a name of our contractor, will you leave our family alone?
family. The Vale.
Yes.
If you have a name to give, then you've been holding out on us.
You asked the mouse, not me.
Ah. I see. You wished us to leave your family alone? This is something I can promise. I will make no moves against them, and I will take him with me, the fiend.
We were hired by an unknown contractor, as per usual. A message arrived, and the head of our guild asked for the two of us to assassinate Lady Drauven. As normal, no one told us the name, but I managed to find out. His name is Marcus Linander.
Why does that name sound familiar to
I know,
me?
right?
Because Eleftheria
Wasn't it
talked
the guy
about...
and the alchemist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a quick sec. I will be right back.
I don't remember why. But yeah, that matches up with what Eleftheria said. It's the dude in Mystery Village 1 that, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Well, that's awkward. And this is the boy that I've been doing. I'm a ghosty boy. Which is why you've been seeing the top of my head quite a bit.
Oh, that's fine. That is so pretty. So far. So
You're
I had
still
a
looking
kobold
little dark.
pack.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had a kobold pack that I was going to start painting, and my puppy ate it. There were just headless kobolds everywhere. It was so sad.
I've lost a wood elf or two in my day. Siri had a paint pot. Yeah, Siri prefers the pots rather than the minis themselves. She got a gold and nibbled it.
Oh, yes.
And to the point where there was a small gold patch on the carpet, and she had gold nails. Because she'd been holding the pot in her paws and numbing it. So she had a gold mustache, and most of her claws on her front paws were gold as well. Almost managed to get all the paint out of the rug before we left that rental.
Good.
Yeah, almost exclusively tiled house. He gnomes the paint on the rug.
Oh, yes.
The one carpeted room. Yeah, obviously. Makes sense.
You know,
but not the carpeted room that... Yeah.
Oh, dude, you've been doing that? I've been brushing a cat.
Brushes of different sizes.
No, my senior cat is shedding something terrible, and he's the cat in the house that I am the most allergic to. So I'm trying to minimize the damage he's doing to my lungs.
Fair. Yep, valid.
But he loves it, so it's fine.
What?
Who loves Kitty? The cat.
Oh, I was saying I've been brushing my cat this whole time. He's shedding, and I'm allergic to him, and I don't want loose hair everywhere.
That's fair enough. My cat is still mad at me for washing him, showering him yesterday. But he was overheating, so...
You monster.
Yeah. But yes, sorry about that. Stomach didn't appreciate all the watermelon.
That's fine.
Cool.
You okay?
All right.
Yes,
Well, he was just telling us about Marcus Linander and the who is the alchemist up at Mystery Village 1. Terris and I remember.
Yep.
I made notes. I basically have a list of names. Yeah. Cool.
Excellent.
Mates.
Did you manage to find out why this Mr. Linander is so interested in Miss Dralvin not looking into what he is doing?
I didn't get too far into it. As far as I understand, it has to do with an herbalist and some caves.
Caves? No. We know of the herbalist, thank you, but caves is interesting, okay.
Something about the caves and young people going missing from the village.
Oh, yes.
Well, that too, yes, that is reasonably well known. Very well. Do you have anything else, my dear? We need to ask the right questions and ask the right person.
I'm thinking. Donovan would probably have something, but I'm thinking.
Has Lady Dralvin been in the room, or is she sort of outside listening?
Well, did you close the door behind you when you walked in through?
Probably.
You would hear a creaking of a door, and Lady Dralvin is standing in the door. Her arms, not like crossed like this, but just resting. And observing. And you get that same feeling of someone like looking through you that you did when you first met her. And you can tell that this woman is a lot sharper than she pretends to be.
They don't like you looking into the caves. Donovan does have a question, by the way.
Hey, there we go.
And that is... Does the contract on Lady Dralvin's life end if the life of the contractor ends?
As far as I know, the contract is void if the contractor has expired. It has not happened in my lifetime, but that is as far as I know.
Thank you.
So Lady Dralvin happens to have access to a pair of quite capable assassins, and is fairly rich. I wonder if she could pay them to kill the person who took the contract down on her.
This is the thought as to why he said this with her in the room.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? And you cannot return to your guild. You probably need some money to start a new life. Unless you have some horses full of stables squirreled away.
Well, I don't know about the reed. I have some savings, but anything that could help is appreciated. And of course, our services are for sale.
What if you were paid to... Can you be paid to get some questions answered first? I'm curious as to why this Linander is setting out to do this in the first place. But I'm sure we can find that out without him being alive to do it. It is the lady's prerogative what she chooses to do with her money. I can only advise. You're not my prisoner.
The woman is straightening up a little bit. Interest peaked. And we are assassins by trade. We are trained to get in places where people don't want us to be. If you pay us, we can get in and out of almost any building in the city or beyond.
Olenya would look at the other one, at the reed, and say, "You know where this Linander was?"
I didn't personally see him. I do know that there was talk about him having a house in the middle of the village.
North Village 1.
That's not
My point is, you would be able to find it. What do they call it?
Mossbloom Meadows.
Oh, that's much nicer than North Village 1, isn't it?
I don't know, I've kind of gotten used to North Village 1, but alright. Mossbloom Meadows. I don't suppose the veil has anything to do with those disappearances.
No.
No.
Why would we be so open
I
about
don't know.
people disappearing?
Well, quite. It was just a thought.
Well, Lady Drop,
Yes.
is there anything you would like to ask our new friends?
I am of two minds right now. Perhaps you could help
Only
me
two?
solve it. On one side, the law-abiding citizen in me would like to turn these scoundrels over to the police and have them face a court of law. Part of that is my own vindictive side. On the other hand, the same vindictive side would have me hire them on to get even with the persons who tried to take my life.
I personally would suggest the second. Simply because a price on your head by skilled assassins, and I and Donovan will not always, or Mortimer for that matter, will not always be there. Your guards are, and I imagine you will double them, but you're clearly not sufficient. If they have more even as capable as these, you may not be so lucky second time. I was going to suggest actually that you made it look like, at least for a little while, these had succeeded.
Lady, I can tell you what I would do,
Please.
and I can tell you what my lord father would do, and they are opposite things. I would turn them in. My father would hire them.
Well, now you flatter me, my lord. On one hand, you compare me to your esteemed self. On the other hand, you would compare me to your esteemed father. That does not make the dilemma easier.
Such flattery. I'll do you no such flattery and compare you to me. I would hire them. And I say that as a serving police officer. Oh, by the way, I am... What rank would she have? Sergeant? Something like that? Or lower? She's an investigator, but that's a playbook.
Yeah. With the amount of responsibility she's been given, I'd say she'd be like... Is detective even a rank?
Could be.
I don't...
You're well.
Yeah. So she would be a detective, like more of not so much patrol as actually in-house.
Yeah. She does crime solving, not prevention.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
she says...
Well, definitely not prevention.
Yeah. yeah, that, yeah. Detective Petrovna, by the way. A pleasure to actually really meet you.
You have...
Apologies for sort of dropping in on your party like this. We were curious as to the person who had been making such clever deductions on the case that we have been assigned. That's what we want to talk to you about.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It started out as a hobby of mine, just to while away the hours when my dear husband was at court. And
your dear husband has been wasting your talents, my dear.
It's so much easier when people think you are dumber.
Oh, I know.
Than what you actually are.
She goes, oh, I know, and then gestures to herself.
Yeah. But we can discuss those things in a more pleasant setting. Although,
of course,
you are very welcome next time I have wine tastings, just to see what this cellar can actually do.
I'm sure it was very scary as well. Don't like I've got all these razors, and I'm like, what else could I ask? I actually kind of. All right, here we go. Olenya then sits down close to the reed and says, "If I am to avoid your companions, your family, as you call them, I should probably know who to avoid. How do I avoid these people?"
If they do their job, you would never even see them.
Then they are no threat from me. But you ask, I do not pursue them. I need to know what to not pursue.
There is a symbol we place on houses or homes where protected targets live.
Protected targets? As in
we are
people that you want?
We don't only get hired to kill people.
Oh, you are also guards.
Sometimes, yes. What better bodyguard
She
than
gives a
wolf?
meaningful look over at Lady Draufen.
You can see that, the reed's mind is just ticking like, hey, this is a part of our job description that could save my life. What better bodyguard
And this,
than the one you never see coming?
what would happen to you if you got away? This is a hypothetical because you're going to be, well, something would happen. But if a member of your guild makes this strike, fails, is thwarted, and then manages to escape, is that sort of, slap on the wrist, a bad person, try again? Or is it just like, oh no, it didn't work so well that time, let's go again, let's try again? Or is it there is actually some sort of formal repercussion?
As long as we do not sell out the family, we are generally welcome back.
Okay.
Allowed to
So
try.
it doesn't hurt your reputation.
Our personal reputation is damaged, but we do get a chance to repair it.
And yours must be very good.
Well, you are very good. Like the mouse.
Flattery will get you everywhere, my dear.
Like the mouse said, this is the first time I've been captured, specifically by a police officer.
I am here semi-formally, so if you don't want to count it on your record, you don't have to.
I would appreciate that.
I think you've only been captured by a police officer if you wind up going in front of a court. Otherwise, you've been captured by a private citizen assisting another private citizen who just happens to be a police officer.
I have been in a court of law, but not as a defendant.
No, well, let's see if we can't keep it that way. Just so like reasonable people.
We can be.
So, this symbol. Please describe it in detail. Maybe even draw it for me.
He's like sitting like this, like, no. It's easier to draw if.
Olenya is at this point going to draw
not
one of
on
his
your
knives.
daggers?
It would be on the daggers, yes.
Oh, I thought they were blank. Is it this?
Yes. And what you see is like a stylized. It kind of looks like a cross between a stylized bird's wing and a wedding veil.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So anyone who has no idea what the name of the guild is would see, oh, stylized bird wing.
Right. Actually, it's a veil.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Now that you know the name, you can see that, there's like a little thing in to denote like folds in fabric.
Right.
Interesting.
And, well, we are not dumb enough to mark our actual location, but houses with people who are being protected. I would not go near those houses.
Sensible. Like, I'm trying to think of how or whether or not to push harder. Like trying to get like more information, but I'm not even sure I want more information. It's more like like anything else they might know about our mission.
Yeah.
But I don't think they know very much. This is the problem.
Donovan, at this point, would like to ask an unrelated question.
Okay.
To them. And that is, so you've heard talk and gossip and the like, I'm sure. Have you heard anything of Donovan Trepes?
The reed pauses for a moment, and you can tell that on his face he recognizes the name. But he makes that face of like, where have I heard that? Is this a person of importance for you?
It might be.
I know the name.
You know the name. Have you heard any news?
There were some rumors a while back that a child of the Trepes family had vanished.
It wasn't you
No.
or yours?
Not as far as I know, no. There was no outstanding contracts in our family for a Trepes.
Is there any contracts that your family would not take?
Yes.
What's the line?
We will not go after the Sommerfelds.
Sensible.
We will not go after the runners. Just as much as they don't steal from us.
Wait, I know exactly what it was I wanted to know.
Yep.
Okay. Possibly unrelated, but while I've got you, how'd you get bit?
He blushes a deep scarlet.
Oh, what was her name?
Her name is Lady Kiara.
Do I know this
Is
name?
it someone
Does
Donovan
Donovan
knows?
know this name? Raises?
I mean, if you want to spend them, you can probably make him spell the whole deal.
Absolutely. How
Yeah.
many? I have 6.
Well,
What do you want? I want the tea. I need some tea, please.
I have a cold brew.
I'm on wine.
I also have wine. My partner brought
I'm also flat out of wine. I'll be back in a second.
This wine is delicious, by the way.
Ooh.
My partner brought
I'm the
some-
only one not drinking right now.
I probably shouldn't. It's 2 p.m., so cheers.
I'm cold.
This wine is delicious, by the way. We found out that an open bagging box can stand in the fridge for 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 4? 3 to 4 weeks.
Awesome. Sorry, that was a weird noise I made.
And this white is amazing. I have to look it up and I'll let you know. Okay, let me look up exactly what I wrote for this poor boy before I spill the whole shebang. I hear a cat.
Sorry. You're very loud, dude. Sorry, guys. He decided to stick his nose directly in my face.
And we could totally do wine
Wine?
D&D. I mean, I don't mind.
Wine and D? Tea and wine?
That's dinner and a movie, though.
Dungeons and Flagons.
That's
Such a good business name, and I'm jealous as hell that I haven't come up with it first. I'm calling mine Side Quest Cove instead. It's a thing over in Sydney and Melbourne. They have it in it. It's D&D in an actual pub, like a like Dungeons and Dragons in a castle, that sort
Yeah,
of. But this is in an actual fantasy, like ye olde pub situation. And I'm like, that is a solid idea.
I'm actually currently trying to figure out how to incorporate horse riding in D&D. So
You'd need a very stable trot, to, like, be able to roll and make notes and stuff.
Oh no, I have an idea.
I'm actually thinking, because I've got a pair of twin shires and a carriage.
Ooh. Yes. Play D&D in a carriage.
Yeah, D&D in a carriage while taking in the sights of a country town.
That'd be cool.
You know, stop.
Yeah.
Obviously, stop it at the park or something. Not keep the poor horses moving the whole time. But
yeah.
Or like Andy's suggesting, get some really big dice and have the horses kick them.
Like, it's almost like you go from place to place to place and you play in the setting.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I've done a few theatre shows like that, and it'd be very cool. And then you get on the horses.
Yes.
Yeet. All right,
yes.
Sorry. Anyway, I want the tea. How much do I have to pay?
I'd say for the whole story with the potential of future connections, I'd say 3.
Done.
And then
1, 2, 3.
You will also get a letter of introduction at some later point.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah. Because I spared his life. And she's rather fond of the read.
Something like that.
Sweet. Polo D&D. Oof. All right.
Ow.
Yeah, she's like, oh no, okay, all right. So come on then. You can't just drop that sort of name. Okay, what's the deal?
He's looking a little bit flustered, but then like the whole stone face falls back in, and like.
Come on, did she know about this? Did you know about this, Mouse?
You see her just roll her eyes, like, yes.
You knew? Oh, you dog. Okay.
It is
The
rather
mouse
well
and the
known
dog.
in our family that, well, we knew that he had a lover, and then he would come back looking a little bit green around the gills from time to time.
A little love bite, is it?
If you would call it that.
Oh, not gentle?
Well, the way he was limping, I'd say no. Or staggering, more likely. I guess certain things you need some rest after.
I can only imagine. She looks at Donovan. Only imagine.
Donovan does not exactly remain stone-faced at this, though he wouldn't notice. The two ladies would notice that there's just the slightest smirk. You can see
I'm so glad you didn't
fang.
sew his mouth shut.
Yeah, you can see one fang poking out from between his lips as his face is just one corner of his mouth is switched up in a little smirk. One fang.
Nice.
Tiny fang.
Still a little red around the.
Well, he's got blood back in his face now.
He straightens up a bit and shifts his weight around. Because, sitting on your knees and feet, your feet are starting to fall asleep after a while.
Oh, I think this is probably like Lady Dralvin. Do you mind?
Go
Cut
ahead.
Cut spawns.
Just make sure they stay here
We
for
have-
now.
Of course. We have an understanding, don't we?
Well, yes.
So, tell me everything.
Well, I was on a job a long time ago now. You're an elf. You would understand when I say a long time ago now.
They're both human, right?
No, the man
No.
is elf. The woman is
Okay.
a human.
I do, though I am quite young.
Yes, you look quite young. No, I don't mean anything by that.
No, I take it as a compliment. I have gotten a long way in a short time.
Oh, I met Lady Kiara on a job a long time ago now. We were...
Presumably she was not the target.
No, she was not. She was not even peripheral.
That's good.
I'd finished my job and I was shaking the heat off. And I saw a woman staring at me, completely unfazed. Like
Is that normally a woman would be oh,
no,
or that you were she shouldn't have been able to see you at all because you were that careful and invisible.
Oh no, it was more, she was like looking straight at me, not moving, not blinking. She was unfazed by passers-by looking at her, prodding her to move.
No. A noble lady.
By her bearing, yes. By her clothing, no. The whole...
But you were smitten? This is love at first sight?
Not at first, no. But then she started showing up. You know, when you start paying attention to something, it shows up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that she was quite a figure in the town we were in. And I asked around, and she moved around a lot during the day. Ran errands, visited people. She had quite a large trading operation just in the town, but quite large for a city. For some reason she never traded outside the city. And I got curious, did some digging. And eventually, I do not remember how many years passed, I walked up to her and asked her name. And she just said, I was wondering how long it would take you.
Kiara.
Kiara, the forgotten Disney princess.
The vampire one.
Yes.
Forgotten for a reason. I wonder why.
I would love to see
Oh
that.
my god, yes, I would watch the shit out of Frozen with vampires.
I love how it took a drink of wine at the same time. It's like, yes.
Oh, I feel left out.
Go get wine. You've got wine. You've got wine.
I've got wine, but I'm thinking more a Toblerone cocktail after this.
Oh, nice, yes.
Valid.
I was gonna say it took a few more years before other activities started happening, and you can see him just massaging the side of his shoulder and neck.
She was not gentle? Well, no, you survived, so probably she was.
I assume as gentle as you could expect.
But she did not turn you.
No.
Wait, sorry, that's not a thing? Is that a thing?
It is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like
But she
in
did not turn
D&D
you.
that you become a vampire spawn if you get bit. It's
Yeah,
more the
yeah.
you actually have to transfer.
It's a little bit more Anne Rice.
Yeah.
You have to, yeah. I've always ascribed to that one. I've always thought that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The vampires do it deliberately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one I read that only a female vampire can only make male vampires and vice versa, and I was like, that, gross,
Yeah.
stupid. What about the lesbian vampires? Can they only make other female vampires? What about that? Stupid binaries.
I know, right?
Perhaps they need a male vampire to help them with that.
Perhaps, yeah.
We've got non-binary vampires. I
Can
can
they?
only
Yes.
make other non-binary vampires.
Or can they make everyone a vampire?
Ooh.
That's a bisexual. That's a bi-vampire. A vampire?
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But she did not turn you.
No.
Your choice, her choice.
Mutual understanding, I believe.
Oh.
Never.
But you have no
And,
desires for glamour and eternal life.
I am an elf. I will live
Fair.
very long as it is.
Plenty long enough.
Perhaps when it comes to the end of my lifespan, natural lifespan, if I live that long, the question will come up again. As of it is right now, no, not really interested.
Hey, Marie.
Although, disposing of targets would probably be a lot easier.
Well, it would leave a very obvious trace unless you just completely dispose of it.
True.
It's like, oh, we got a murderer. Well,
Indeed.
thank you so much for sharing that one. That made my whole night. Thank you. Look, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate the heck out of people who are reasonable and sensible, and just, they're there. They're ready to understand that this is an interaction of professionals. Guys, I wish you all the best in your whatever you go on to do. If you make some sort of arrangement with Lady Dralvin after this, I hope, honestly, for all of our sakes, we never see each other again unless it is under very good circumstances.
Indeed. And I do hope that our deal still stands after we leave this room.
Of course. I don't want any trouble. Your veil sounds like trouble to me.
It could be, yes.
You sound like the kind of people that, they may well break a law here or there, murder being one of them, but I feel like more often than not, it's not the kind of crime I will be called upon to solve.
No.
A lot of the time, I suspect no one would even know it was done.
If we do our jobs right, then no.
Exactly.
No one will know.
And therefore, I have no need to worry myself over whether or not I will be obliged to break my promise. I assure you, it will only be done if I have no other choice. So, as long as that holds, I hold to it.
Much appreciated. The mouse just scratching the back of her head, and I assume there's no way we're getting our weapons back.
At this point, would you even want them?
You have a good point, yes. You can keep them.
Thank you. Here's a question. Is this a dangerous thing for me to have?
Don't show them off.
I wouldn't do that. I prefer people to not know that I am armed, but
Other than that,
if
no,
a
probably not.
fellow member of the Vale saw me with them, would that be bad?
There would be questions. But
Questions I can handle.
We tend to not take out targets. Well, take out individuals who are not our targets. It draws attention.
Yeah, sensible. Thank you.
You might
Well,
find them missing at some point, though.
Oh, now that is interesting.
We do have
They
contacts.
sort of magic them away?
No, we do
Or
have.
someone will steal them?
Yes, someone would steal them. We do have contacts in the runners.
Ah, I see. How many were there?
How many what?
Knives-wise, knives. 3 all up?
Yep. Mouse had 1 and Reed had 2.
I tell you what. I will leave 2 of them with Lady Drauven. You 2 can pick. I keep 1 for my own self. But she can decide whether or not you get them back.
Reasonable, yes.
Thank you again for being so cooperative. Sorry for pulling the fast one on your mouse.
Between your partners, what's the word?
Persuasiveness? Threats?
Between your partners' invigorating persuasion technique and your own fast talking, it felt in our best interest to do as you asked.
Well, between you and me, there was only one way you were leaving this room alive. Congratulations, you found it.
I also hope that you understand that should anyone of our family come for Lady Drauven's life to fulfill the contract, even if we are hired on as protection, we will not be able to intervene in a
Defensive capacity.
lethal way.
Oh, as in you won't kill another. That's fine.
We will not
as long
kill
as you take them captive.
That we can do.
It's a great way to grow one security detail.
All of them.
We will
Look
not.
at now the entire Vale work for the Drauvens.
Lady Drauven becomes the head of the Vale.
Spy master, assassin master.
That's epic.
That is one of our rules.
Olenya looks over at Lady Drauven and says, Strong advice, don't become an assassin, mistress. Not like, look, who am I to tell a lady what to do? I have nothing more unless Terris has something more.
No, I don't think Donovan's going to do a lot of questioning on this one. Like a lot of banter on this one, as it would
He's still
take
sort of
away
playing the
from-
role.
Yeah, he's still well into the character. He doesn't want them to know that he was bluffing at all.
No. In which case, actually, Olenya would go up to Donovan and say, is there anything else you wanted to know, my love? And peck him on the cheek.
He's going to raise a slight eyebrow at her, give her a little smirk, and just
And of course, the reed sees her kiss thinner.
Yep.
yes.
Also, we don't know what this is. Why this is. She says, looking at the reed, not a clue. I'm sure it will pass. Kind of hope so. People keep walking into you.
I don't have a problem with that. I tend to dodge. And he's going to sort of look them over and think about it, and he's just going to say no further questions at this time. But if they find anything about Donovan Trepes, I want to be informed.
We can make an effort.
Mouse?
I'd
don't happen
be
to know
willing to
anything?
pay
Ooh.
for useful information.
Well, my job is as an information gatherer. If you
Well,
wish.
currently I think Lady Dralvin has the sort of dibs. But if you're interested in acquiring a second stable full of horses, I doubt Donovan would be quite that generous. But
Information is not that expensive.
For
in my experience,
information,
it depends on the information.
True.
For information, I'd be thinking a war horse,
Sounds
like
reasonable.
3 wealth.
5 hours wage, yeah, ass.
Well,
Like comparing Terrace's wage to mine. Like in real
I'm
life.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't be. You made your choices, so did I. It's fine.
I can.
Oh, dear.
Congrats on living.
I can ask around. See if I can
Yes.
dig something out.
If you manage it, either I'm sure you have your ways of communicating, but if you don't, Lady Dralvin would certainly probably let us know.
I'm sure we will
And
be talking a lot with Lady Drowen in the coming hours.
yeah, he will reach out his hand and offer to shake on it.
Who?
Mouse.
Yeah.
The mouse.
She reaches out a hand and gives you a.
And he cuts it off! No.
She gives you a surprisingly firm handshake.
Excellent. He's going to take 1 minor wound. He's
Oh, nice. Good one. That's a good one.
I was just like, wow, it's not that firm.
No, I was also thinking like, and then I remembered, your sorcery.
huge
Mort
monster.
boy.
Yeah. Nice. Real nice. Yeah, you can absolutely track her from now on.
It's only a minor mark.
Yep.
He doesn't need to be able to teleport to her, but he wants to know where she is at all times.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, don't do
That's
it to
2.
Reed. That he's definitely already got one on him.
Or several.
Probably.
I'm really glad we didn't kill him, actually, because Kiara would be pissed.
Yes.
Donovan says he'd get her a new one. That's a joke.
I'll get you a new one, a better one, that one. That one?
Mortimer.
Yeah, Mortimer. He's lovely, not too bright though. He's not nearly as bendy, but very strong. You might have to ask Eleftheria nicely for that. All right then. Well, my love, shall we?
Yes, I think so. pleasure getting to know you, he said.
I'm sure I'll feel the same in a few days.
This could be the beginning of something awesome. Beautiful? Beautiful. Let's go with that. Something beautiful. That wasn't all she said, that was Josh.
Yeah.
This could be the beginning of something beautiful.
It could be, yes. And as you are, well, if there's nothing else you want here, Lady Drowen is going to turn and lead the way out of the wine cellar, leaving the door.
I presume there are guards. Oh, ooh, okay.
No, leaving the door surprisingly unlocked and open. Almost, and you get a feeling that this is
definitely a test.
Yeah, this is a test.
Yeah.
A trust exercise.
Mm.
She trusts them to not vanish, and she shows that they can trust her to not just lock them up again.
She is, I'm not going to say braver, but bolder than Olenya. Olenya gives the knives to Lady Drowen.
Yeah.
And says, "These, for the moment, belong to you."
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
Whoever made
That's
them.
why I'm keeping one my own self.
Understandable. Whoever made them is an excellent smith.
And may well want them back.
Perhaps. We shall see.
She was privy to that entire conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We shall see when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And as Lady Drowen leads the both of you out of the wine cellar, suddenly you hear a "Wow!" from behind as Donovan becomes visible.
Yay! And Reed sees him.
Yes. He's like, right.
Oh, is he back?
Donovan is just going to smirk to himself. He's not even going to look back. Just,
Yeah, Donovan, you can see your hands and such as well. So yeah, you're completely black. Back.
Well, that was useful. He's
Yay.
completely black?
I know.
Oh no!
You're not supposed to bathe in red wine, you know. No, you really shouldn't, because the alcohol is gonna fuck your head up.
Casablanca reference. What was it I said? There are a few
Something
that
beautiful.
I've never seen it, Tony. The only one that I do on a semi-regular basis, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life. And it tends to get shortened to but soon and for the rest of your life. But that's the only one I know, and I only know it because of Red Dwarf.
My mom.
I'm a terrible film student.
Yeah, my mom loves that movie, and I think I've seen like the start of it. I haven't even seen that scene with the piano.
Really?
Yeah. It's like,
Have you seen the scene with them getting on the plane?
nope. I've only seen
I've
the
never watched
zoom in towards the bar.
Right. And then your mom's like, "Get out! This is my
No,
movie!
it's more of a.
Bring me the baby oil!"
No, it's more of a. I would at the time.
I feel this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. No, I do know that one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's actually also a Red Dwarf reference, which is because it's a Casablanca reference. Yeah. I had not gotten that until just now. Yeah.
But yes, you make your way out of the wine cellar, and the cold air hits you in the face, much colder than down in the basement. It's a little bit chilly, a little bit nippy.
Better. Nippy?
Yeah. And you can hear a faint sound of cicadas, but it seems like even they are turning in for the night. As we zoom out from the Drowen estate and leave this session.